Shalom, give all praise, Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shema Kakadash. Honors to all those apostles, men, and truth on down regarding truth and knowledge. The like-minded ones who teaching this truth and knowledge so we can know this truth and knowledge. And the Wadi Yahweh Shemel put in the spirit of all those apostles, men, and truth on down, and like-minded ones who teach this truth and knowledge so we can learn this truth and knowledge and call Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shema Kakadash. Give all praise, Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shema Kakadash. North Korea, Kim warns of nuclear attack if provoked with nukes. U.S. deploys bombers with Allied jets in warning to North Korea's Kim. So pretty much, if U.S. makes a wrong decision, according to Kim Jong-un, he'll do certain things. Now, there was a thing in the Red Sea, like joining, U.S. was joining other nations to do relating to in the Red Sea. That was a few days ago. Plus, you got the Houthi. I think that was regarding the Houthi group. So that's what that was. So let's go back to this. Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un, most powerful weapon, is ready if U.S. makes a wrong decision. So, you know, he's been launching his missiles and different things. And but in the article it said he needs to perfect them more, you know what I mean? So they say it can reach relating to his goal is to have them reach to in areas of the U.S. mainland, man. So he wants to tweak it and improve it to make it more effective, man. But he claims he has these ICBM missiles, which is intercontinental ballistic missiles. So we'll see what other report says. Kim Jong-un says when Washington makes a wrong decision, ICBM launch proves best option. So basically he's saying he will do, if U.S. makes a wrong decision regarding certain matters, he will launch these missiles. Now, you know he's been launching different things, the spy satellites and different other things. And some of them hit in the sea of in Japan and stuff like that, their neighbors. So, and some say it'll be empty talk or vain talk. But according to scriptures, you know, the nations, the Lord's going to put his spirit on the Medes, which I'll get that, talking about he's going to put a spirit on the Medes to do certain things. The Medes relates to the Russians, but a spirit on these nations to turn against a specific power, man. Now, North Korea warns nuclear attack when enemies provoke with nukes. So pretty much giving warning. Kim Jong-un personally oversees the launch of the North Korea's most powerful ICBM yet missile. Kim Jong-un says North Korea would launch nuclear attacks without hesitation. So the spirit can be put on these people to do certain things, man. You know what I mean? It's not far-fetched, and actually it's going to happen, man. You know, we'll get the scriptures to back it up, solidify that. Kim Jong-un warns U.S. after North Korea ICBM test, man. So it's a constant warning, man. That was a Reuters report and various other reports. WSJ, which is Washington, what is that? Wall Street Journal, Shalak. So Wall Street Journal, Reuters, NBC, DW, which is a Deutsch report, German report. So various reports, man. Yahoo. Trump rumored to approach to North Korea's nuclear weapons might not be so bad. North Korea banned laughing, drinking, or shopping for 11 days to observe anniversary of relating to their grandfather, I believe. Kim Jong-un's daughter tags along to missile launch. again, raises questions about secession plans. So pretty much, also related to the satellite photos and different things. So let's get some scriptures. Jeremiah 5:11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, and that's Russia, man. So that spirit's going to be put on them. For his device is against Babylon. What is this device? He's going to use these other nations and their devices relating to these missiles, man. That's the ultimate device, man. To destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple, man. So the vengeance of the Lord is against Babylon, man. Remember, the Lord has a controversy with Babylon. Controversy is an issue, man. He has an indignation, which is a righteous anger towards Babylon, man. He's going to use certain tools relating to these nations, man. They are part of the Lord's tool, part of the Lord's device against Babylon. That was Jeremiah 51:11. Go to let me see something. Okay. Let's go to Jeremiah 50. Let's see. Before I go to that, let me go to see let me check something. Chill out. Let me go to 7. Babylon had been the golden cup of the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. So the nations, they drunken what? The philosophy, ideologies, the ways of the West, which is that wine. Now the nations are mad, man. They realize certain things that they don't like it no more. You know what I mean? Number 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen, destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm. Balm is an ointment, man, pretty much for to heal her pain. If so, she may be healed. So she could be healed, she would be healed, but she can't. Number 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go into his own country. So everyone to their own country, their own kind. That's separation. That's sifting, man. That's separation. For her judgment reacheth into the heavens, and is lifted up even into the skies, where the Lord remember relating to her wickedness, man. Let's go to let me go to Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50:12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. The mother, which is the daughter of Babylon. Mother, which is Great Britain, which is the mother of Babylon. And Great Britain, Babylon is her daughter, man. You know what I mean? So she is ashamed of her, man. You know what I mean? Because of her ways, her, everything. So she's become a shame, an embarrassment, man. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land and desert. And that's ultimately what Babylon's going to be. They're going to be a desert, man. Where only wild animals and different things going to inhabit, man. Desert creatures and stuff. So it's going to be a desert land. It's going to be inhabitable. You're not going to be able to inhabit it. There's not going to be no one to inhabit it no more, man. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall be inhabited. That relates to the Lord's controversy, issue, and indignation for Babylon. But it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astounded and hiss at her, all her plagues. So they're gonna pretty much ridicule and mock of Babylon. You know what I mean? Scripture talks about relating to. Let me get it real quick. I'm going to start from 11. Number 10. All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou has become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Like to these other nations, saying as Babylon becoming, that mighty powerful city is becoming weak, man. So number 11, thy pomp. Pomp is the splendid display. Part of that pomp is her pride. Her splendid display goes to the pomp, the power, the outward appearance, of confidence and, confidence. Well, that's going to be brought down, man. That's part of that power, man. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. The noise of the vials and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. That's decay, man. Deterioration, decay. How art thou fallen from the heavens, O Lucifer, the son of the morning? That's the ones in the position of power, the carnal counterparts on earth. Scripture talk about the hammer of earth, which weakened the nations, man. Lord willing, I get that. So they weakened the nations, man. They came weak and affected the other nations, man. You know what I mean? And that's why them nations are mad, man, because they follow the ways of Babylon, trusting in Babylon, and when they realize certain things, it wasn't what it should have been, man. It wasn't what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? They were deceived, man. They were beguiled, man. Really, they were forced to follow those ways, man. Because the hammer of the earth, man, that tool instrument of punishment, man. So these nations are realizing now, and they're going to become mad. They're going to turn on Babylon, man. Revelation 17, we get that. The one she rides on, they're going to burn her flesh with fire. How art thou fallen from the heavens, O Lucifer, the son of the morning? How art thou cut down into the ground, which did weaken the nations, man? That's Babylon. For thou hast said in thy heart, which is the mind, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne for the stars of God. So that they believe they're gonna build and keep building. Scripture says, I'll build up, but they'll build, but I'll throw down. You know what I mean? And that goes to that in Psalms 49 and 11, relating to, in their inward thoughts, they believe their houses will continue from generation to generation. Psalms 49 and 11. So that relates to they believe their power will continue either way, man. And nothing's going to change that. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, being like a God, and I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, and I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the most high, man. Because this goal is to be the most high, not from a spiritual aspect, more artificially aspect though. But they trying to be like a god, man. When you said Nashar or Aquila, which is the eagle, which sails higher than every other bird, symbolically that's what they represent, that bird, man. You see that on the dollar, the symbolism of the dollar. The different symbols, they represent that bird that sails high and high and high, because they want to be in a position high like God, man. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, which is the ground, and the sides of the pit. They that shall see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider. That goes to the scripture I was reading, man. Pretty much hissing and looking at them a certain way, man. You know what I mean? They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider, saying, is this the man that made the whole earth to tremble and did shake the kingdoms? So that's the ones in a position of power, man. And that's what that goes to, man. Let me get Psalms 49 real quick. It's the one that made the people to fear it, man. They said, this is the guy? So that's that mock and ridicule, pretty much ridicule, man. Because he's going to be in a position, which is a collective, but they're going to be taken out of power, man. Psalms 49 and 11. Psalms 49 and 11 will be their inward thoughts, which are their minds, goes to the imagination, the thoughts of the mind, that their houses shall continue forever. And that relates to the pride, man. They will continue. They think their houses, which is their rulership, will continue on, man. And their dwelling places to all generations. They call the lands after their own names. The ones they take over, invade, take the resources, subjugate the people, take the resources. They call it after their name, man. They call it after their own name. Afriosiphriocanis, which is now relating to Africa. Aramengo Vespucci, Italian navigator for the namesakes of America. You know what I mean? Africanus, Scipio Africanus, relating to the First and Second Punic Wars, when they took over to defeat Hannibal, which is a great mighty warrior leader, Israelite. So they named it after Africana, you know what I mean? Africa, when they invade those areas, man. So the places they take over, they name it after themselves, man. They'll take the identity of the people They'll take the names of the identity of the people, and they'll take over the place and call it after themselves to make it look like they're those people, man. Go to let me go to Revelations 17 real quick. Revelation 17. and 16. Then the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, EU, NATO, these shall hate the horse. So they're going to turn back. These allied nations are going to turn back on Babylon, man. Who rise at? That's the conglomerate. EU, NATO, EU, European Union, NATO, which is an North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I had to think about it. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Then you have EU, which is the European Union, which she rides on that, which is the which will be Babylon, which represents. They call her a whore. Why they call her a whore? Symbolically and literally, because she pretty much spread her wares, her ideologies, philosophies, to these other nations where they would be influenced, intoxicated with the ways, and forced to do the ways of the West, man. Whether respectfully these countries wanted to or not, man. They would hit them with different things, sanctions and different things to make them comply. The hammer of the earth is that tool, instrument of cruelty, man. The earth has been given to the hands of them. Revelation 6:4 talks about Esau, Edom, a red horse. A red horse that would let me get it. Let me finish this one up. Then the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these hate the whore, and she shall make her desolate, naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So ultimately, that's the nuclear missiles. They're going to turn, these nations going to turn against Babylon and turn against her and destroy her, man. You know what I mean? Through the missiles, man. That's what that is. Go to Revelation 6:4. Revelation 6:4. This relates to the red dragon, the red horse, which is Edom. Go to Genesis 36, relating to the descendants of that. Shall take peace from the earth using a great sword. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'll get it. And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat on it. Remember, the earth has been given in the hands of the wicked. You know what I mean? So that power, part of that power is the sword, man. To take peace from the earth. So how are they going to take peace from the earth, man? The tactics of war, using that sword to gain resources from these other respected countries, subjugate and subject the people, take the resources of those places through their military might, through war. War is a big business to do that. And they'll take it, and they'll take the resources using the tactics of war and that sword to gain access to valuables and resources, man, in respected countries, man. Now 6 and 4, let's get it. And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword So that's the ones in position of power on earth, man. Now I'm gonna get Revelations 18. Get that real quick. Revelations 18. This is all part of prophecy, man. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. Is fallen. It is become a habitation of devils, and hold every foul spirit in cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. So pretty much the vibration and spirit of Babylon. You know what I mean? The filth, the wickedness, and levels of different things, man. That's part of that. Now, for the nation have drunken the wine, for all the nations have drunken that wine, going back to Jeremiah 50, wine of her wrath, of her fornication. So all the nations were intoxicated. They drunk of the wine, man. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication. They were complicit with her, and the merchants of the earth were waxed rich. Merchants are these financiers, the ones who benefited financially off of Babylon, man. And waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, pretty much the opportunities, the things that these financiers can benefit, man, that Babylon will give, where they can financially enhance and pretty much endow themselves, man, and grow, you know what I mean, and where they can benefit off of, you know. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people. Micah 2:10. Arise ye, depart, for this is not a place of your rest. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction, man. That's why it's saying separate, man. Or you'll take our judgment. You know, scripture talks about those who relating to they shall not go unpunished, man. I heard another voice from the heavens, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive none of her plagues, which are judgments. For her sins have reached into the heaven, and God remember her iniquities, which is her sins, man. So he remembered that, man. You go to, it talks about that too, where he remembers Sabaoth. I believe that's in James 5th chapter, I believe. Yeah, James 5th chapter. James 5 and I believe, yeah, here we go. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is you have kept back by fraud, and crieth, and the cries of them ye have reaped are entering the ears of the Lord Sabaoth. This relates to the rich, man, where they benefited and took advantage of specifically the Lord's people, man. That was part of their iniquities and sins, the mistreatment upon a certain group and category groups of people, man. So that has reached to even where the Lord remembers, man. That was on 5:4 of James. We'll go back to Revelations. Let's go back to Revelations. Because This is the Lord's judgment, man. The Lord has a judgment for a certain nation of people, specifically because they're in a position of power, as well as the other nations who are complicit in Psalms 83, who are confederate and complicit relating to being complicit with Edom, which goes back to the descendants of Genesis 36, the nation of Edom, man. Let me go back to... And I heard another voice from the heavens saying, "Come out of her, my people." Micah 2:10 again. "Arise ye, for this is not a place to rest. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction, man. That ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive none of her plagues. For her sins have reached into the heavens, and God remember her iniquities." Okay, that's what that is. Remember her even as she rewarded you, and double into her according to her works, man. So give her what doubled to what was given, what she had give to her double, man. Give her the double portion. And the cups which she had filled to her double. That goes to here. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. She lived deliciously because she in a position of power, man. So much torment and sorrow give her, where she say in her heart, "I sit a queen, and I'm no widow, and I shall see no sorrow." That goes to Psalms 49. You know, their house is going to continue forever. You know what I mean? So they believe they will continue to rule forever and ever and ever, like a fairy tale story, man. So that's the pride. You know what I mean? The scripture talks about her pride has deceived thee, man. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Scripture talks about, which I'm going to read down a few verses, talking about in 1 hour thy judgment come, pretty much. You know, I mean, years of centuries of historical buildment, but in one day the Lord is going to judge her, man. In 30 minutes, in 1 hour, the Lord is going to crumble that all down to nothingness, man. Let's read it again. Therefore shall the plagues come in one day, death and mourning, famine, for example, the elements, and she shall utterly burn with fire. Going to 17:16, she's going to be burned with that fire, which is the radiation. For strong is the Lord God who judge her. Okay. And the kings of the earth who have committed fortifications and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her. They're going to bewail her because they're not going to be able to make no money. You know, the merchants who made money off of her, they're not gonna be able to make money off of her. So they're gonna mourn, they're gonna lament for her, man. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication, live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her, when she shall see the smoke of her burning. That great mighty city, man. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be able to do business no more. Number 10, standing afar off, the fear of her torment. Seeing what's going to happen, man. Saying, alas, the great city of Babylon, that mighty city, in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Remember, years of historical buildment through using certain category groups of people forcefully to build, what you have now. These architects, these structures and different things, and making certain people build these certain things for free labor, you know what I mean? So now the Lord is going to, all those years of centuries of building up these places, in 1 hour the Lord is going to judge it, man, and destroy it, man. And that's what that scripture says, man. And that being said, so we go to Revelations 9 and 12. Woe, the first woe has come, and the second and third woe thereafter. The third woe has come. Scripture talk about the second woe has passed, but the third woe cometh quickly. That's 9:12, Revelations 11 and 14, Revelations. So you see in these nations that are going to participate relating to judgment, man. That's what you're going to see, man. You see in wars and rumors of wars, gossip news, hearing of nations threatening other nations with they're going to use their military weaponry, such as North Korea, for example. And that being said, I hope this helps. This is Zayah Wolf. I hope it helps relating to report. Give all praise, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shem, Makaka, Zayah Wolf, Shalom.